Welcome to a special analysis video series. In this video, I'm going to talk about ETL. ETL is the process, extract, transform, load. As you see here in the first slide, I have SQL, ArcGIS, SPSS, and API, and I'm going to use them in my video series to show you how to export, how to extract data, and how to use data in ArcGIS, not only from SQL, also from SPSS. In my example here, I'm using Netflix information and weather information in a way to find out what city watched which movie or TV series and what was the rating. So for this mini project, I need 4 resources of information. One is Netflix information about movies, the other one about the countries and cities, and the other one about the rating that I had to extend the API to OMDB. And the other one is about the weather condition that I extended another API to openweathermap.org. As I mentioned here, I'm showing you the process here, extract, transform, load. So I gather the information, for example, with CSV file from kaggle.com. This is a sample of information that I have. As you see here, show ID, type, title, director, cast, country, but there is no, for example, a rating here. So for that rating, I need to have an API extended to OMDB. So as you see here, for example, after the extending the API that I'm going to show you the steps, I will show you the code in a different video. In this one, I can see the name of the movie and also the rating here. So with Jupyter Notebook and Python, I put them together in a way that I can consolidate all those information. And as you see here, show ID, type, title, and here, as you see here, IMDb rating here. The other one is the weather API. By extending the API to openweathermap.org, I gather this information. For example, here, the city and the weather condition here, and latitude, longitude, and I'm going to use them, latitude and longitude, for my geography information that I'm going to use as a spatial analysis, and I'm going to make a spatial index on them, and I will show them to you. The other one is the countries, which is the CSV file, and I downloaded, and as you see here, a sample of that CSV file, and it shows the country code, country, lat, and long of that country. In data transformation, we extract data, we make data frames, and we clean the data, and we prepare the data, and we think about the relation between those data. We think about how many tables do we need. In transform, for example, about show ID, I found out that the show ID is dominant, is the best candidate key for that, for example, for for the whole table. But the thing is, if I see more than one rating for one movie, then more than one rating, it duplicates, and we have more than one show ID in that table. So then I had to put rating in different table. So that's the reason I need 2 entities here. For example, in this stage, one table for the movies and TV shows and one table for the ratings. And definitely I want to have one table for the city and all those weather conditions. And the other one, I also need one table for the country as the base to use for the information of the country in title table, and in another table, which is rating, I'm going to show it to you. So I have 4 tables here, title, rating, country, and city. And the data load, I create the table and I load the data into the table. So to have these tables created, I need to have ER. It is entity relationship. So you need to make the entity relationship first and see the tables, the primary keys, the foreign keys, number of tables, and the relation between the tables before you go ahead and create the tables and upload the data into those tables in your database. So for example, here, as I mentioned here, I'm going to use 4 tables for this mini project. Title, I have show ID. It has the best candidate key in this table, and I use it as primary key. In country, country code is the primary key. Rating, rating ID is the primary key. That I created the rating ID here. But for example, the country code I had in already when I downloaded this CSV. The other one, city code, it was there. It was in the city table when I download the information. So I use it as a primary key. You see here foreign key. Because I make the relationship between country and title, so I need to use one of the primary key as foreign key in the different in another table. So for example here, title and rating. So I have show ID here as primary key and rating ID primary key, and here I have 2 foreign keys here because it has connection between it's going to use the information of country, and also it's going to use the information of the city here. So this information helps me to do and run my queries. The other thing is the relation between these tables. So what does it mean? So it means that each title, that can be a movie or a TV series, so have one or more than one rating. So it is mandatory one or many, as you see here. So it means that for each title, there is one rating or more than one rating. This is in my scenario, but in different scenario, maybe a title doesn't have any rating. Then you can use, for example, optional. Because in my scenario, I have for each movie one rating, I use one mandatory and many. So the relation here is one to many. So why we have this one here? So it means that for each rating, there is only one movie or TV series. As you see here, there is no many because one rating assigns to one movie or TV series. Thank you.